It's Lindley Oz, and there have been many sightings um, throughout time of strange creatures, including flying humanoids and hybrids with faces of lions and other sorts of crazy creations all over the world. Now, the Bible does make mention of these lion creatures. 2 Samuel 23:20 says, "And Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow." 2 Samuel 23:20. And there's just quite a few verses. There's one more about it, of course, when we talk about the cherubim. It says in Ezekiel 10:14, "And every one had 4 faces. The first face was the face of a cherub, the second face was the face of a man, and the third face of a lion, and the fourth the face of an eagle." So these creatures are also listed in the Bible. Now let's take a look at some of the mythological hybrid beings that are listed, and some of them are not mythological. Some of them are beings from the Bible, while others are mythological. Winged, of course, you have the angel. It says common iconography depicting a human with bird wings. Devil, a creature with bat wings. Dracania, a female species from Greek mythology that is draconian in nature, primarily depicted as a woman with dragon features. Fairy, a humanoid with insect-like wings. Mothman, which by the way I have a video in my post about Mothman. A humanoid moth. Seraph, an elite angel that is described with multiple wings. Valkyrie, a creature of Norse mythology that led those that died in battle to Valhalla. Winged genie, a genie with bird wings. And then we have some more down here. Quadrupeds with the wings of a bird. Pegasus, which was a horse with the wings of a bird. Periton, a deer with the wings of a bird. And a winged lion, a lion with the wings of a bird. But let's take a look at some of these unidentified flying humanoid sightings and theories. I'm sure that there are some of them that were more than likely hoaxes, but I don't believe all of them were hoaxes. It says sightings of flying humanoids are truly one of our world's most bizarre unsolved mysteries. The narrative is usually as simple as it sounds. Witnesses report strange objects in the sky, but not the usual UFOs or flying saucers. They're seeing humans or human-like creatures suspended in air, apparently flying on their own. These rare events first gained worldwide attention after several reports from Mexico in the early 2000s, but their history and reach goes far beyond that. And I've got a couple of videos as well in regards to these sightings in Mexico. Though it may take a little imagination, it is fairly easy to speculate on the origins and even the agendas of spacecraft from another world, but the truth behind these flying humanoids is hard to fathom. It is also reasonable to debunk sightings of strange flying craft as misidentified airplanes or even top secret planes yet to be unveiled to the public. But how do we reconcile the shape and form of a human flying in midair with our current understanding of modern technology and indeed the universe? There aren't a whole lot of human-shaped things flying around in the sky. What else could account for these sightings? What are flying humanoids and where do they come from? Many say they are extraterrestrial beings, just another example of the UFO phenomenon. Well, you know my stance on that. I believe that this whole UFO phenomenon is a deception that's going to be used during the tribulation to deceive people. But others attach a far more intriguing meaning to their appearance. Let's take a deeper look at these Superman wannabes and try to get to the bottom of things. So we discussed or mentioned the sightings in Mexico and around the world. It says back in 2000, Mexican UFO researcher Salvador Guerrero was keeping an eye on the skies in hopes of spotting something interesting. What he ended up seeing was no doubt way more interesting than he ever bargained for. Guerrero witnessed and filmed a human floating in midair and moving through the sky. There was no parachute, and the being had an unmistakable humanoid form. This was an unidentified flying humanoid. More sightings and footage followed from across Mexico. The strangest involved several distinct humanoid shapes apparently locked in some sort of engagement in the skies over Mexico City. One of the entities appeared to have large wings. In another report, citizens of a small town claimed that witches were haunting their skies and circling a cemetery overhead. The claim was accompanied by a grainy and blobbish image of the offending witch floating through the sky, but more interestingly, police officers were allegedly attacked by the entity. Sightings of flying humanoids aren't limited to Mexico. Over the years, reports have emerged from places like the United States, South America, India, China, and England, with different people from various cultures seemingly spotting the same thing all across the globe. It appears we have a new kind of UFO sighting on our hands. What has spurred on this sudden phenomenon? Or is it even a new phenomenon at all? When we look back through the pages of history, is it possible that flying humanoids have been with us all along? I find it interesting too because Mexico is a place where they have unearthed um, lots of Nephilim um, things, skeletons, and oh gosh, I can't remember, some pyramids and so forth, just all sorts of Nephilim, fallen angel evidence. Legends of flying humanoids in antiquity. We don't have to look hard to find examples of flying entities in ancient legend, religion, and lore. An easy place to start is with the angels of Judeo-Christian and Islamic traditions. Angels are beings with mystical powers, usually depicted with wings and the ability to fly. So we know that in the Bible there are angels. Now those are heavenly angels, not the fallen angels. Okay, so we know all about the angels. I don't classify angels, by the way, as flying humanoids. I classify them as angels of the Lord. Okay, flying humanoid theory. Some people point to humans using rocket packs as a possible explanation for these sightings, but this is not reasonable, and here's why. Real rocket packs are extremely dangerous to operate, and there aren't very many of them around. Flight times are very limited, and it would be suicide for any operator to fly to the heights that these humanoids are said to attain. The prevailing opinion among many researchers is that flying humanoids are related to UFO phenomenon. Of course, it's easier for scientists to believe in UFO phenomenon than it is to believe that it's demonic entities, which is what they are. Technically, they are objects in the sky and they are flying, so therefore they are unidentified flying objects. Within the UFO context, these could be aliens from another world simply piloting a one-man craft of some kind or using some other technology unknown to us. Okay, once again, I don't buy that theory. I believe it's demonic entities. Another theory lies within the realm of cryptozoology. The legendary Mothman is an example of a flying humanoid creature that is said to inhabit the Point Pleasant, West Virginia area. The Mothman notoriously appeared during the year leading up to the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967, but sightings continue sporadically. The Jersey Devil is another such flying creature, this one said to inhabit the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. Could there be some undiscovered animal out there, perhaps a giant bat or some other creature that may have the power of flight and be easily mistaken for a human? The final explanation is of a supernatural origin. Could these humanoids be angels, demons, or some being from another place and time that our ancestors have built religious images around? Here's the possibilities, which are almost endless. Okay, so I'm going to scratch the word angel there as far as a heavenly angel, but I definitely think they're related to fallen angels, as I had previously stated. If you look right here, back in 2003, China creates a human-rabbit hybrid. 2007, Now scientists create a sheep that's 15% human. Then in 2009, Human-Animal Hybrid Prohibition Act. And this video you see right here will be included in my post. You'll want to watch it. That's real actual news footage to do with how they're doing this, how they're making half humans and half animals. So this could be some sort of a demonic Nephilim creation. So you'll definitely want to check that out. And here is an actual bill passed by Congress. I'm on the government website. It says, this act may be cited as the Human-Animal Hybrid Prohibition Act of 2009. Section 2 findings. Congress finds that advances in research and technology have made possible the creation of human-animal hybrids. Number 2, human-animal hybrids are grossly unethical. They blur the line between human and animal, male and female, parent and child, and one individual and another individual. Human dignity and the integrity of the human species are compromised by human-animal hybrids. The uniqueness of individual human beings is manifested in a particular way through their brain and their reproductive organs and cells, and with an increase in emerging zoonotic infection threatening the global public health, human-animal hybrids present a particularly optimal means of genetic transfers that could increase the efficiency or virulence of diseases threatening both humans and animals. Okay, so this deals with the fact that, as they state in the beginning, it is possible. It says advances in research and technology have made possible the creation of human-animal hybrids. This is a reality. It's not fairy tale land. Okay, they can do it, and they are doing it. They're totally doing it. So just in case you don't believe that it's being done, this was from a bill in July the 9th of 2009. So be sure and check out my article that I'm doing on this. There's a whole lot more information, a ton of videos, and just information that you definitely need to know about and need to see. So do check it out. The link will be in the About section on my YouTube channel below the video. Thank you so much, and God bless you.